alien battle fleet converging on Earth. Fighting has already begun with alien scouts around the world.
My God!
It's not going well for us. Kyrgyzstan, Zimbabwe, and Burkina Faso have already fallen.
Who?
By my calculations, the Earth will be overwhelmed within the year.
How could this have happened?
Incoming transmission. It's from the alien fleet.
On screen.
Well, hello, Angry Joe.
Turtle? From Battlefield Earth? You're the one leading this invasion? Again?
As you can see, I've completely destroyed your planet's pitiful military resistance, and you are at my mercy.
Why have you attacked us unprovoked? What is the meaning of this?
A stupid rat brain! I don't expect you to be able to understand my motives when you were still learning how to spell your own name! I was being trained to conquer galaxies! I've already taken Zimbabwe, Kyrgyzstan, and Burkina Faso, and soon I will take the rest!
Those are countries?
Yes, and if you don't believe me, you can always go check your board game copy of Risk. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll expect your unconditional surrender within the hour.
Alien bastards! There's only one way to stop them now. Assemble the council and activate the XCOM project.
Ah, crap. Unbelievable. Alien invasions, new cosplayer of the week, and comic book review of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Whew! Unreal. Okay, everyone, welcome to this week's Adventurous Joe Show. I am your host, as the big guy said, Joseph Michaels. And we're going to get things started right off the bat with our comic book review of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Oh yeah. This is IDW's remake, reboot, and remake. This thing is awesome as hell, and I'm about to tell you all about it. First off, here's how it goes. The story starts off way different than Ninja Turtles as you've known it. Ninja Turtles has had so many adaptations about how the story starts off. One was the fact that they were mutated by the ooze, okay? Living under the sewers and stuff. Then they ended up meeting April O'Neil, fighting mousers and all this other stuff. Not this time. In this new reboot, this little remake, IDW went back and changed everything. And I mean changed everything. The story starts off with Splinter, Donatello, Michelangelo, and Leonardo fighting and trying to find Raphael. That's right. Raphael is missing. He's not a part of the Ninja Turtles as of yet. And there's big changes in this book. One, they're fighting a guy known as Old Hobbs. He's actually a cat, an alley cat, that got turned into a freaking mutant, walking, talking mutant. I mean, it's unreal. Unbelievable, too. Now, take a look at the artwork. Check this out. Look at that. Isn't that neat? Now there's Casey Jones, okay? This is Raphael. This is Raph. Before he got his little red headband and stuff. Now, this is not kid-friendly Ninja Turtles. This is Ninja Turtles more towards the adult group. Because, one, this thing is major violent now. I mean, there is major violence in this. At one point in the book, this first one, when Raphael meets Casey Jones, it's because he was walking by this house, he hears all this ruckus going on and stuff, and then he sees what's happening. Casey's dad is literally beating the shit out of him. And so Raph kicks in the frickin' door and busts in there and starts kicking the shit out of Casey's dad. Whoa! Unreal. I mean, it's unreal. It brings a tear to my eye. It was just unbelievable. Great writing. Excellent story. This book only contains the first 4 issues of the ongoing series that's going on now through IDW. But it's an excellent thing to read. Now, I have been a huge Ninja Turtles fan for years. And it didn't matter what adaptation except the Next Mutation crap. I hated that show. I hated that show so much. And this is like staying true to the Ninja Turtles of old and new. Because this Ninja Turtles is a totally revamped story. New everything. In fact, when the story first kicks off and stuff, they are all wearing the red bandanas. All of them. They're all wearing the red ninja bandana masks. Just like in the original comics by Eastman and Laird. It was unfrickin' real in this story. Now, book cover price of it is $17.99. Get it on Amazon for a little cheaper, or it's a little more expensive. I'm not sure, because see, this is Volume 1. Volume 1 came out, let's see. Let's see, Volume 1. Came out in February of 2012. 2012 this came out. So, it might be a little more expensive now and stuff. But see, it's worth it. Totally worth it. This is a great book. Great story inside it. A great retelling of Ninja Turtles' origin and everything else in between. Now, they will end up battling the Mousers. They will end up battling Mousers. In fact, also, major spoiler for you here. They will go to the bandanas we all know them in. That's right. In Volume 2 of the trade paperback, the Turtles get different bandanas except for Raph. He keeps his red one, as he's supposed to. But Leonardo, Donatello, and Michelangelo all get the different colored bandanas. And it's unbelievable. I mean unbelievable. This book, this story, this everything by IDW, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the remake, the revamp, is getting a 10 out of 10. A highly recommended, badass seal of approval, and everything else in between from the Adventurous Joe Show. Because you are going to want to read this. If you're a die-hard Ninja Turtles fan, I suggest picking this up. If you ain't a die-hard Ninja Turtle fan and you're new to the whole thing, check it out and let us know what you think. If you already read Ninja Turtles, let us know how you feel about things down in the comments below. That's what it's there for, to voice your opinions. And believe me, we've heard some silly and not so silly and some insulting and so on and so forth opinions. But it's, I already said, it's freedom of speech, people. Make your voice heard if you want to say it down in the comments below. Okay. So, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Volume 1 and 2, you might as well say, gets a 10 out of 10. And now, we're moving on with our TV review of NCIS. Okay, TV review time of NCIS. Now, the new season began 3 weeks ago, and I've got a lot to tell you on this one. Okay, in fact, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, when the new season began, we seen a lot of changes. One, when the last season quit, Gibbs' team quit. Between Tony, Ziva, and McGee, all three turned in their badges, and Gibbs was sent on some kind of secret mission and stuff to do some kind of an assassination job or something. Well, it turns out that there was more to this than meets the eye, because there was a major player behind it all. And on top of that, it finally brought about the changes that everybody was waiting for. Ziva, goodbye. That's right, Cody DePaulo, the woman that played Ziva, for the past, I don't know, 4 or 5 years or more. She's been on the show since I think like 2004 or 2005. Either one. We saw the end of Ziva. Basically, Ziva was gone. You know, she disappeared and stuff. Tony found her and finally spilled his guts to her. Told her how he feels about her. And how did they leave you with this?
לתשומת לבכם, אנו מתחילים להעלות נוסעים לטיסה ישירה מספר 617 לוושינגטון דולוס. Now boarding flight 617 non-stop.
Still time for you to change your mind. What am I going to tell people?
That you were right. I have to start over.
Okay. You and I both know that's not going to be enough for Abby.
Tell her that I am honoring Gibbs.
Gibbs.
Stop this for him.
Of course. Gibbs.
I want to make him proud. He taught me to follow my heart, and I know that I have to do this alone. I have to let go of everything, or I will be pulled back to where I started. Tell Abby that for me. She'll understand.
I will. So what about Gibbs? You gonna call him?
I don't know.
You gotta call the guy.
I don't know if I can.
Oh, it'll be fine. You know how he is on the phone. Functional mute. You'll hardly know he's there. It's a good listener.
Tony, you are so
Handsome? Funny? What?
loved.
is not easy. Hardest 180 of my life.
Became Tony and her smooching it out, finally telling each other how they felt about each other, and her just disappearing out of the picture. Like I said, people, unfrickin' believable. Now, I've been a huge fan of NCIS. I love the show. My grandmother, when she used to be alive, she used to love watching NCIS. And we would get a kick out of everything. She'd get a kick out of the way McGee and Tony always argued and stuff like that, or the way Ziva, you know, missaid something or anything. She used to love this show with me. But, God rest her soul, I have to carry on for things and let people know this is how it all came down. Ziva's goodbye is just horrendous. Because now, for the past 2 shows, since that goodbye episode, the ratings have plummeted. I mean, plummeted. CBS is worried, and so's the directors of NCIS and stuff, that the director or producers, whatever, are worried about the future of NCIS, but at the same time they're saying they're not too worried, you know. They got big changes in store, like they've said from the beginning when they talked about her leaving the show and so on and so forth. However, that doesn't suit the fans, especially this fan. I was heartbroken to see Ziva have to go, and finally, her and Tony getting together on this, on the same page, same love interest, so on and so forth. And they dragged it out to leave you like this? Are you freaking kidding me? Well, anyways, the story was great. Sad, but great. NCIS has always got a good episode here and there. There's some episodes that just weren't that kosher, in my opinion, but that's TV for you. Anyways, as a diehard fan of NCIS, this is going to hurt me more than it hurts them. So on and so forth. I have to give Ziva's goodbye episode at least a 7 out of 10. I'm sorry. I was so disappointed. I mean, the way they were talking about how it was a mystery of how she was going to leave the show. But come on, to leave it that her and Tony, everything that everybody's always wanted for her and Tony to get together, and yet they screw us over by having her just leave and disappear out of the picture. But she's still mentioned in past tense by the fact that, have you heard from Ziva? Have you heard from Ziva? No. Nobody's heard from her? No? I'm sorry. But if you don't agree with me, if you've seen the episode that I'm talking about, you don't agree with me, write it in the comments down below. Well, that's what they're there for. But in the meantime, this NCIS fan is very disappointed. But then again, big changes in store. Maybe something's going to change differently. But to have Tony finally move on from the fact... Oh, by the way, did you know he got a goldfish and he named it Kate? Yes, he named it Kate. Unreal, right? He has a goldfish and he named it Kate. Classic DiNozzo, of course. Anyways, 7 out of 10 for Ziva's goodbye. I'm sorry, but this diehard Ziva fan, NCIS fan altogether is just disappointed. But if I'm not alone on this, tell us down in the comments below. If you hate the fact I gave it a 7 out of 10, give me your opinions on it. Come on now. That's what they're there for. Comments down below. Okay, now we're going to move on to our video game review with Angry Joe. We're doomed, right? We're doomed. Welcome back to the Adventurous Joe Show. As you can see, I've taken over, and the alien invasion that we are performing will destroy you human beings and take and enslave you as well for the power of our Emperor and the dark side. Now, enjoy your last moments by watching Angry Joe's review of XCOM Enemy Unknown. And then you will bow before the power of the dark side.
If you've ever wondered what my favorite game of all time, old or new, is, it's the original XCOM in 1994. It is widely considered the best strategy game of all time. And I have very fond memories of playing this game on my dad's old 486 PC. Finally, after like 18 years of waiting, we have a new XCOM. Not a first-person shooter or a third-person shooter.
You maniac! You blew it up! Damn you!
But one that's true to its strategy roots. But I worry how our Call of Duty generation will take to it. An end turn button? I can actually play for 10 hours and lose? What the devilry is this? Quit your whining, boy, this is war! The original game was hard, it was brutal, but that was a part of its charm. The whole point of XCOM is to get your ass whooped and try to find ways to overcome it. It's like a really good game of chess with aliens. Checkmate. Oh, come on, Prometheus. That's not cool. Not cool, man. If you aren't familiar with XCOM's gameplay, it is a split between a strategic global view of the invasion where you're the commander and you have oversight of everything from base construction, research, engineering, to intercepting UFOs on that global view. The other half of the game is the combat missions. These combat missions are in a tactical turn-based battlescape. And unlike other games, you could just as easily huddle around your computer with a good plate of food while you play as you can just be riveted to the edge of your seat as your guys are getting killed left and right, biting your nails as you barely squeak out a victory with your last guy. Oh shit. Oh no. Oh! My robot, no! Fuck! No. Ow! I almost died. Alright, you little fuck. Let's fucking do this shit! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Now, as much as our nostalgia might deny it, the original did have a few issues. It had some pointless busy work. Games could slow to a crawl where they became a hunt for the last alien on the map. And it also suffered from overpowered exploits at the endgame, a lot of which have been addressed here in the remake. Now, the original's gameplay has been streamlined without being too dumbed down. It was a good idea to remove stuff like fuel consumption and low-level staff management in favor for the high-level operations. It's also gotten the benefit of in-game cutscenes in between missions to help drive a narrative. Now, in true fashion, it has an easy, normal, and classic mode for XCOM veterans. There's also an impossible difficulty level with an Iron Man saving option, which basically disables saving. And sweet Jesus, this last stuff is brutal. Even classic mode is no joke. Flying in the face of recent easy-ass games, the developers embrace how hard this game used to be and teach you that yes, it could be fun while still getting your ass kicked and losing. I was screaming my head off as I was trying to get Joe back to evac at a busted mission.
Down one man. Evac! We need emergency evac now! Damn it, now!
Screw this, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Later, suckers.
Central, Big Sky is coming home. Mission aborted.
Mission 3 out, I was losing. I'll admit it, I had to crawl back to normal difficulty after all my friends got slaughtered. But now that I've got one game under my belt, I want to go back and I want to show those aliens what's up. What's up?
Got him.
This new XCOM plays faster. Time units have been replaced with 2 actions for every character. And while with the old time units you could sometimes squeeze out maximum efficiency from your characters against a few extra moves, this new system works beautifully on its own too. With one puzzling exception that you can't normally fire before you move without some special ability, which we'll get to later. They also heighten tension by limiting your squad to just 4 members and later 6, as opposed to the original game's 8, 14, and later an unwieldy 26. This is one change that I thought I'd hate, but I ended up loving. Though I do think they can increase it up to a further 10 late game. But in addition to speeding up the game, it makes each soldier that much more important. It allows them to beef up these soldiers with the new class-based abilities. Special moves and actions that they can pull off that wasn't possible in the original, like a grappling hook for snipers to get to elevated terrain, or various devastating psychic abilities.
In the right hands, this suit could be the most dangerous thing we've ever developed.
I like the character classes, and while your soldier's weapons are limited to his class, it continues this choice consequence mechanic. Each class matters. Do you want to bring more mobile cover smoke grenade guys, or more guys with 3 meta packs, or more guys with the all-important rocket launchers? It's a difficult decision, it's a great addition, and it places more emphasis where it needs to be on the actual characters within your XCOM squad. You see, arguably the best part of XCOM was its character development. XCOM was able to generate memorable stories from the gameplay itself. You form connections with the guys after you name them after your best friends. You want your favorite dude to make it through to the end of the game, your Rambo, and you'll have all these stories about how your Rambo got taken out, but he managed to take out 2 cyber discs with him. Or how that damn rookie went berserko and ended up shooting and killing his best friend. I'm happy to say that shit is still intact in the 2012 remake. And this game has even more character customization with race, face options, facial hair, armor color, armor types. Unfortunately, Corporate Commander thought it was a good idea to limit some of these to pre-orders, and I'm sure it's going to show up as paid DLC after the fact. No! Don't do this to one of the reasons that makes this game so fun. Just no. No! Now, the game has an incredible atmosphere. It's creepy at times, especially during the beginning and the tutorial levels.
Is that your man, Delta 4?
Negative, sir. That's someone else.
Dr. Valen, what's he saying?
He is saying, help me.
I just wish that it would have held that same amount throughout the rest of the game. Action Cam does a great job of getting you down close in the action, making it more cinematic, heightening the tension in each and every shot.
Taking fire over here!
Mission types are also pretty much the same. You've got alien abduction, terror site assaults, alien base attack, and UFO landings. But there are also some new ones. Now the council can actually request you go on special missions for them, and some of these result into like bomb disposal missions or VIP escorts. Sadly, there's no XCOM base defense. I desperately wanted them to find a way to make base defense work. This was a mechanic from the original where if you got too good at the game, the aliens would chop you down to size by attacking your bases directly. Really giving it a good sense of what's at stake as you see all of your containment units and your boxes and your shit just get blown up. This was one of the only negatives that bothered me. I wish they could have found a way to put it in.
We're now receiving word of outright attacks.
Looks like they've changed their tactics. But why? Why do this?
It's a message to the entire world that nothing can stop them.
Some of you may find this footage disturbing. We will provide continuing updates as this story unfolds.
However, what's really important here, the tactical gameplay, it's fantastic. Even old tactics were always bring medikits, always keep up with technology. As soon as you get mine shields, equip all your soldiers with them. And never, ever leave your troops out in the open. Ever. However, as with any old man set in his ways, there are a few things that I didn't like about the tactical combat changes. For example, your soldier will act like an idiot and keep running or keep doing his move after he's spotted an enemy, which could end up parking him right next to that enemy. He should be able to stop and react first. You also aren't able to free aim anymore, where you're able to directly target walls and the stuff. You could still do it with grenades and rocket launchers, but it's a shame because the collateral damage in this game, the destructible terrain, is freaking awesome. I also don't like the unlimited ammo or the fact that you cannot pick up alien weapons. Those were two story-creating situations that happened in the original that we no longer have. This leads to a lack of detailed stats and no inventory system. Now I suspect this is a result of having to develop the game on the console as well. So, you know, we don't get to equip our guys' backpacks, shoulder pockets, side pockets, pockets, leg pockets, and just pockets. And instead, we just magically generate ammo after a reload. It's a frustrating, if understandable, trade-off with the tighter, more action-filled maps and the faster playstyle. Now back on the strategic level. The game is filled with tough decisions, where to put your satellites, where to send help for alien abductions, because there's usually 3 and you can only pick 1, which countries will be ignored at the risk of them pulling their funding. Lose a country, lose any satellites you have in orbit. If you lose too many countries, you can quickly become pretty screwed. On screen.
Commander Joe, I regret to inform you that Nauru, Palau, Belize, and Papua New Guinea have cut their funding and withdrawn from the XCOM project.
God, I really should have paid attention more in history class. Where the hell are these countries? That's unfortunate, sir. But I'm losing men left and right. It's hard to defend the entire planet. I have, what, like 30 guys left? At least the major countries that everybody knows is still on board with us. And frankly, sir, we're the best hope that you have.
That may be so, Commander, but we've decided that you failed to combat the alien threat.
But you don't understand. There will be nothing left.
We've heard enough, Commander Joe.
No, don't! That doesn't make any sense! Who will protect you?
We're taking away your toys,
but...
and then we're letting the aliens have their way with us.
But...
Oh yes, in the butt. The Council's spoken.
Unbelievable! Also, another major change was only being able to construct one base as opposed to having multiple bases around the world. Another change that was whined a lot about but ends up working for the better. Limited resources and threat response capabilities definitely enhances the strategic choices in the game. You could still span the globe with satellites, stationing your interceptors 2 at a time at different countries, but you only have one Sky Ranger, which simplifies things in a good way, cutting down on the needless garbage missions. The ant farm look of the base is a wonderful idea, and it's really cool to look at, even if you won't be looking at it much during the game. Interception, though, feels half-baked. Now, the original's mechanic was never extensive by any means, but here it's even less so, with only pretty much aim and dodge options as window dressing. I think there was a huge opportunity here to do something really cool, an opportunity that was missed. Now, the vast majority of the tech tree has been recreated. It's deep and it's rewarding, equipping all of your favorite men with all the latest weapons and technology from engineering. And there's even now a foundry to improve the weapons that you already have constructed. It's a balance between building what you want with the alien tech that you've salvaged and the resources that you have available. All while knowing that better stuff is on the horizon as your scientists work their butts off to keep up with the aliens. Now, the way the game works is certain priority missions or research events will advance the game's story along. So you have to be very careful about researching those before you're ready to. Now, there's a good amount of map variety for a single playthrough. I only had a few repeat over the 40-some missions that I went on, but you can tell they're very detailed and handcrafted. Though, without the procedurally generated maps of the original using a tile-based system, you will probably see some of these repeat, especially if you plan to do multiple playthroughs of the game. They even managed to squeeze in a multiplayer versus mode, which works on a point allowance like a Warhammer 40k tabletop game. You have a certain amount of points where you can mix and match units, abilities, and equipment. Hell, you can even, if you're feeling creative, put humans on the same team with aliens. But mainly, the main reason to play this mode is to play as the aliens. You have to play it at least once just to experience the game from the evil aliens' point of view. Oh, hell yes, you are screwed. Bam! In your face, right there. I don't care, you got a sniper on the roof. I'm gonna kill you right now. Point blank range. Yeah! Oh. That is so satisfying. Unfortunately, it is a bit bare bones. Only a handful of maps, no rankings or persistence rather. I would have rather had some sort of cooperative mode or versus aliens mode through that single player campaign as our multiplayer option. In my instance, my personal single-player campaign ran about 30 hours, which is great value. Of course, I took my time. I ignored the priority research triggers so that I can make sure that my squad was prepared with all the badass armors and weapons that I could research before that point, making sure that I was ready for that final fight. And even though the ending unfortunately is a bit disappointing, I still have no idea what the aliens' motivations were. But it doesn't matter because through it all, I was able to forge my own stories through that excellent gameplay. So bless you 2K and Firaxis. Bless your hearts for bringing back XCOM for people like me and for everybody out there to experience.
You choose where to fight. You like direct the entire war.
I will get all my people killed.
Yeah, you will.
You make big epic decisions. It's not it's right. You know, it's this. And then it's this.
That brings me to my final verdict. We've been waiting years. I've been anticipating this game forever. And I'm happy to report that it does indeed succeed. I'm giving this game a 9 out of 10. It's a must own and a badass seal of approval. If there's one game that my heart tells you to go out and buy, it's XCOM. It's a worthy successor to the original, and it's good enough that it stands on its own in this modern age. So even if you don't like strategy games, trust me, you're gonna want to try this one. For me, come on, yes, for me, you like. When I started the game on a higher difficulty on my second playthrough, I was just as excited as the first time that I played, and that says something about a game. I hope this series does well, and I hope it turns into a franchise. I want to prove that isometric games, or hell, turn-based strategy games still have a place in today's market. For the sequel, they could go for the terror of the deep route, but I'd rather them just expand on the core features of the game. Add a variation in the damage types like in Borderlands 2. I was reading somewhere stuff like electricity, fire, ice, viruses, diseases, or acid. It would be cool to see your Rambo die in other ways besides getting shot in the head. Like getting his face melted off by flesh-eating bacteria guns. I'll see you guys on the next... Whoa! On the next Angry Joe Show.
Okay, and there you have it, Angry Joe's XCOM review. Now, I haven't had a chance to play it myself, and I got it from Gamefly like a month ago, and so I gotta give it a whirl now that I've seen all this stuff in action. But then again, alien invasions? Ugh, again with that stuff. Anyways, moving on. Okay, Tara Talks is back, and she's got some new stuff on tap for this week that I'm going to let her tell you all about next. Take it away, Tara!
Will Link not only save Zelda, but also Nintendo? Why is THQ taking Electronic Arts to court, and will Rockstar make you rich? Answers to these questions and more in the next few minutes. I am Tara Babcock, and you're watching Tara Talks on Zoomin.TV Games. THQ is now suing Electronic Arts and media company Zuffa. They claim that EA and Zuffa, the company behind the Ultimate Fighting Championship, released some confidential information about THQ and now demands $10 million. Yeah, I know, THQ is bankrupt, but there are still people demanding money, and if they can get $10 million back, some managers are definitely going to be happy. In the past, THQ has worked together with Zuffa on many UFC games, and in 2011, THQ and EA talked about a buyout, so there might be some truth to this story. Electronic Arts and Zuffa are now working together, by the way. The first UFC game will be coming out next year on the Xbox One and the PS4.
Wow. This is intimate.
Yeah. Well, at least I get to be on the inside this time.
Monkey, would you mind shifting your left arm slightly?
I don't really see how I can.
It's just your hand is right on my penis.
Enslaved: Odyssey to the West might be getting a PC release according to a link on the Australian Classification Board. The original was released on the Xbox 360 and the PS3 3 years ago. Namco Bandai did not confirm this news though. Now we all know that Nintendo isn't doing so well with the Wii U, but now The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD might be saving the console and giving it a second chance. Many retailers in the Netherlands and United Kingdom have mentioned great increases in sales for the Wii U. They unanimously say that the remake of Wind Waker is to thank for this sales spike. Nintendo will be releasing more popular franchises this fall with Super Mario 3D World and new versions of the Wii Fit, Wii Sports, and Wii Party. Looks like most people are only interested in more of the same. Well, hopefully the Wii U will start selling now. Do you guys want to earn easy GTA Online money? Just log in before the end of the month and Rockstar will send you 1 million virtual bucks. That way you can pimp out your mansion and swim in cold hard cash.
Shit! Don't let him in!
Let's talk zombies. Did anyone watch the season premiere of Walking Dead? Shh, no spoilers. Let's keep it about games. But according to a costume designer, Capcom has been working on Resident Evil 7 since last year. This was posted on a LinkedIn profile, but of course Capcom didn't confirm. Resident Evil 6 was kinda underwhelming, while the HD remake of Resident Evil Revelations was quite okay. Starting today, Activision Blizzard can operate completely solo. A Delaware judge approved the deal between Activision Blizzard and Vivendi Universal, so now Acti Blizzard can own most of the shares in its own company. I'm sure you guys want to know what this means for Call of Duty Ghosts. Probably not so much, but our good friend Bobby Kotick said that the company can operate with more freedom now. Yeah, we'll see.
Wasn't ready to be no millionaire. I was ill prepared.
And now, let's have a look at what new games have been announced. If you didn't play enough Doodle Jump on your smartphones a couple years ago, you can play it again on the Nintendo 3DS and DS coming this fall. Doodle Jump Adventures will be out for the 3DS and Doodle Jump Journey will be on the DS. And in case you wanted to know, this game is also available for your Kinect on your 360. Next year, Square Enix will launch Drakengard 3, which is a prequel to the others in the series. If you dislike dragons but you like ninjas, you'll be happy to know that Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z will be available on Steam next year. It's already been announced for the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. The biggest release this week is the toy adventure game Skylanders Swap Force. The game will be featured on all platforms, and of course there'll be new figurines that can come to life virtually in your game. This game has been available since Monday in North America. You'll have to wait till Wednesday if you're in Australia, and I'm sorry European gamers, but you have until Friday. Starting this Friday, Europeans can enjoy a new Sonic Adventure game on the Wii U and the Nintendo 3DS. North Americans are going to have to wait until the end of the month, so stay tuned Americans and Canadians. In Steam Early Access, you can now purchase Nuclear Throne from the Dutch indie developers Vlambeer. Expect some frantic action in this game. As we transition to this week's Tara topic, let me know down in the comments which games you're going to buy this week, if any. So this week's Tara topic is going to be all about horror games, specifically Outlast versus things like Resident Evil 6, and why Resident Evil is kind of on the decline. Well, I personally think that because the remakes of Resident Evil are doing pretty okay, but the new ones are kind of sucking, I'm thinking that people kind of like that indie horror feel, that first person like scary, you don't know what's going to happen yet type feel, while Resident Evil is kind of getting old. Such a great franchise it started out as, but then it kind of started declining and getting a little bit stale. We want more things like Doorways, Outlast, Amnesia. Come on guys, we want more scary, creepy, new indie horror gameplay. Have you guys seen my Outlast playthrough? It's pretty terrifying. I'm a little bit more vulnerable to scary games than I think most people are. I get really fucking scared.
Okay, so she's hiding. I don't know what to do! I'm so screwed. Ah! Oh my god, what the fuck?!
So this week I want you to let me know in the comments what you guys think about the old Resident Evils, the new Resident Evils, and other indie horror games. Which are your favorite? Do you get scared? Let me know. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you follow Zoomin Games on all of the social networks. Oh, and my own personal channel down in the description. Bye guys.
What?! Ah! No! No! Fuck! Where do I go? I don't see the guy! What the fucking shit, dude?
And there you go. Tara's back in action and dying on video games. Ugh, creepy ones, too. Okay. This week was a certain cosplayer and friend of the show, of the Adventurous Joe show, but also friend of your host as well, yours truly. Ha! Allie Chu Cosplay had her 21st birthday this week, and we brought in a special little guest of our own. Here he is now with a special little happy birthday to her from him and us.
Joy, I see. Happiness, laughter, and cake. Cake. Enjoy that, do I? Now then, a happy birthday you will have. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Do or do not. There is no try. The Force. Strong with you it is, my friend. Have a happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you, Allie. I hope you had a spectacular 21st birthday. And from all of us at the Adventurous Joe Show, may the Force be with you. Okay. And now, Watch Dogs. Oh boy, you ain't gonna believe this one. Video games are in jeopardy. Watch Dogs was set to come out next month during the whole big PS4 and Xbox One release date. And guess what happened? It took a major hit. Major hit. In fact, so major, it's not going to come out until July of next year. Say what? Yeah. That's exactly what's taking place. July of next year. I couldn't even believe it myself, but if you take a look at my Amazon order for it, my Amazon pre-order for it, it says right there, it got bumped to July of next year. July 2014. What the fracking hell? Unbelievable. Either is Destiny. Destiny and Titanfall are not even going to be a part of that as well. They also are not set until next year. Dead Rising 3, it's going to be God knows what. But I think it's also going to be like Halo 5 and a few others, which I am so stupidly mad over that. They should never have put just Halo 5 on Xbox One. That's like screwing over everyone else that don't have an Xbox One. That's right. It's unreal. But at the same time, what can you do? You know, bitch and moan, but it ain't going to get you nowhere. And especially when, what can you do? It's Microsoft. It's Microsoft we're talking about here, people. And speaking of Halo, guess what this month's, the 16th, now switched over to? It's next free games with gold. Guess what it is? Halo 3. Yeah, games with gold for the 16th of this month is now Halo 3. Are you freaking kidding me? I own Halo 3 on disc already. Why in the world do I want to put it on my damn machine and get it for free? Seriously? Oh my god. It's like this whole Games with Gold program is just a joke lately. There's nothing good. It's a bunch of recycled stuff that you already either got on disc, already beaten, or whatever. Anyways. There ain't much more to say. I mean, what can you say? Xbox One and PS4, who knows what they got in store for anything. Now, in my case, I'm looking forward to PS4. I really am looking forward to PS4. They got a lot of good games coming up, lots of good stuff. It's going to probably take and punch Microsoft right in the face with, but at the same time, what can you do? It's the video game business, people. Live with it. Okay, now we're going to move on to our Cosplayer of the Week. And guess what? We posted on Facebook trying to get people to guess who the next Cosplayer of the Week is, and they never said a thing. Not one person replied to the post. Not one. I was so freaking shocked. I meant from all the freaking cosplayers on the... From all the cosplayers on there, excuse me, all the freaking cosplayers, to all the fans on there. Not one of them could guess what the hell we were talking about or who we were talking about. So, we're going to tell you now. Miss Yaya Han. That's right. Yaya Han. Yeah, that's right. Nobody could guess on Facebook that we were talking about Yaya Han. Anyways, this beautiful Georgian Asian beauty is supermodel, a cosplayer extraordinaire. She's been on Heroes of Cosplay, which is brought to you by the Sci-Fi Channel, by the way, which was a nice little competition that caused a lot of major controversy, by the way. But it was always trying to portray everyone like they were supposed to be, talking trash about this so-and-so and so on and so forth. And Yaya just, I don't know how she put up with this crap. To be even a part of this thing and still put up with all this crap that was going on. Go figure. She also practices her Google Foo. Yeah, Google Foo. Foo. Fool. You fool, you fool. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, she is our Cosplayer of the Week. Here she is now, the lovely Miss Yaya Han. Enjoy.
Tick tock, no time to rest.
Adventurous Joe Show. Congratulations once again to our cosplayer of the week, Miss Yaya Han. Also, NCIS fans, if you got complaints about our review of Ziva's Goodbye, get ready to battle me. No, actually, put them down in the comments below. We'll read them nonetheless. Comment back on them one way or another and everything else in between. Okay. And speaking of comments, we would like to make sure we always stress this enough so everybody does it. Comment, rate, and subscribe to the channel. Comment, rate, and subscribe. Those are only 3 things. You only have to remember those. Yeah. That's all you gotta remember. Those 3 little things. Can't remember those? We're gonna have a problem. Anyways. That's it for our show. Right now, as you can see from all the weaponry, I'm getting ready to go fight an alien invasion. And help Angry Joe and save Tara from the dark whatever she's doing in there. All I know is I'm hearing a lot of screaming and, oh my god, I think I'm dying. That's all I hear. Okay. So, like I said, I've been your host, Joseph Michaels, and we will see you guys all next time, next week, on the Adventurous Joe Show. Peace out, and may the Force be with you. Yes, let the hate flow through you, and darkness reigns upon your world. We will destroy you. Charge!